Today I'll be ranking every striker from S tier to C tier. I truly believe every striker has their strengths, so none are useless. In this video I'll focus on ranking them, but if you are curious about each one in detail, head over to my channel and watch this video for more in-depth breakdowns. Alright strikers, let's get right into it. Now for those who might be new to this, let me break down what each tier means. Starting with the S tier strikers, these are the top-notch ones. They excel in almost any situation, whether it's offensive or defensive. They are super useful in all game modes and have very few drawbacks. Moving on to A tier strikers, these are fantastic depending on the circumstance and where you are at in the game. They might lean more towards offensive or defensive but still hold their ground. They are handy in most game modes but do have a few noticeable weaknesses. Now let's talk about B tier strikers. These ones are more hit or miss. They could shine in certain situations but flop in others. They might excel in offense or defense but not both. They are useful in specific game modes but they struggle in others, and they come with significant drawbacks. Lastly, we have C tier strikers. These are decent across the board, neither outstanding nor terrible in any situation. They lack noticeable offensive or defensive prowess and don't perform well in most game modes. Generally speaking, they come with more downsides than upsides. Let's talk about Ethan. Ethan can deploy a bulletproof shield that lets him shoot through it while blocking enemy shots. However, it won't protect him from grenades or any other throwables. So to make the most of Ethan, you need to pick your spot wisely. The downside, his shield doesn't last long in a fight. With only 400 health points, plus if the generator gets destroyed, the shield goes with it. On the bright side, his passive skill kicks in when he is under attack, giving him a 25% speed boost. Now where does Ethan stand in our tier list? Well, he's in the B tier. It's a bit of a gamble. Depending on the situation, he could be amazing or not so great. So Ethan's placement is all about context. Let's talk about Zero, one of the newer strikers in the game. He's a skilled swordsman and his passive ability is his standout feature. When he is wielding his katana, he can move swiftly and block incoming bullets from the front. However, there's a catch. He's vulnerable from the behind while blocking and his movement slows down significantly. Now onto the active ability, Zero can unleash a lightning fast forward attack with his katana, dealing significant damage to his opponent. However, this move isn't always practical for direct combat. Instead, the active skill is often used to gain higher ground or access hard to reach places. What sets Zero apart is his unique ability to block bullets while moving and his ability to reach hard to reach places. Because of this, he earns a solid spot in the A tier on our list. Now let's talk about Val. Her active ability is pretty handy. She can drop a device that scans and reveals nearby enemies within a 150-meter radius. This makes her a fantastic support striker, especially in squad matches where teamwork is the key. Val is basically a must-have in squad battle royale. Her passive ability is also worth noting. After she takes down an enemy, she reveals the location of nearby teammates. This makes her a valuable asset for the team coordination and strategy. However, Val doesn't really pack a punch when it comes to offensive or defensive abilities. She's more about supporting her team rather than actively engaging in combat. Because of this limited impact outside of squad matches, I'm placing her in the C tier on our list. Now let's dive into Spike. If you're playing solo, Spike is your go-to guy. His active ability is a game changer. He can enter the stealth mode without making a sound while moving. This allows him to sneak up on enemies or make a quick getaway unnoticed when the odds aren't in his favor. But wait, there's more. His passive ability keeps him off the radar, making him invisible to UAV drones and satellite scans. This even makes the Val's ability useless against him. Spike isn't just a solo hero. He's also a valuable asset in squads. His stealthy moves can keep the team alive in tough situations, which is why he's earning a solid spot in the A tier on our list. Next up, let's discuss Nova. Nova is a versatile striker, excelling in both offense and defense. Her active ability is pretty unique. She can inhale her toxic grenade, boosting her movement speed by 15%, making her a tricky target to hit. Her grenade packs a punch. It deals 20 damage per second, damaging opponents and reducing their shield recovery rate. With this lethal combination of offense and defense, Nova proves to be a force to be reckoned with. It's no surprise that she's earning a well-deserved spot in the top S tier on our list. Now let's talk about EMT. His main gig is deploying a handy drone that heals both himself and nearby teammates. This makes him a fantastic support striker, especially for players who prefer a more passive play style. But that's not all. EMT's got another trick up in his sleeve. He can revive knocked teammates a whopping 75% faster than any other strikers, which can be a game changer in intense battles. However, EMT falls short when it comes to offensive or defensive skills, and unfortunately he doesn't really shine in other game modes or even in solo. Due to these limitations, I'm placing him in the lower C tier on our list. Next up, let's talk about Blast. He's got a pretty unique passive passive ability. After damaging an opponent, he automatically drops a hitmaker on them. This makes the enemy visible for 2 seconds for both Blast and his teammates. But Blast's active ability is where things get really interesting. He can shoot 2 types of drill bombs. The first one can penetrate walls, damaging opponents on the other side. The second one creates a continuous explosion for 6 seconds, perfect for flushing out enemies. Blast's ability to adapt to different situations and deal damage to normally inaccessible areas earns him a solid spot in the A tier on our list. Let's talk about Nacho. He's got a pretty weak active ability. He can conjure up a wall of hellfire flames that blinds enemies who dare to pass through it. But here's the catch, this wall of flames not only blinds enemies but also obstructs Nacho's own line of sight and that of his teammates. Plus, enemies have to be forced through the fire before they are blinded, so it requires some strategic positioning. However, Nacho's active skill can be a lifesaver in emergencies, providing cover for his teammates when they are in a tight spot. On top of that, his passive ability is solid too. He's able to spot enemies within 60-meter radius who have their health below 40%. Overall, despite his fiery drawbacks, Nacho's combination of offensive and support abilities earns him a spot in the A tier. Now let's talk about Jet, the bomb specialist. Jet's standout ability is his deadly airstrike, where he can call in 7 missiles to rain devastation upon his foes. But here's the thing, Jet's abilities are mostly situational. He really shines in outdoor battles where there's plenty of open space for his airstrike to wreak havoc. However, he can struggle in indoor fights. Overall, Jet finds himself in a unique spot in the B tier list. Let's talk about Ran. She's got a killer move. She can conjure up an impenetrable ice wall that blocks enemy shots while giving her and her teammates a height advantage. But that's not all. Within the ice wall, she can also boost her and her teammates' armor by 25 points, adding an extra layer of protection. And her passive ability is just as impressive. Ran can increase the armor recovery rate of herself and nearby teammates by 30%, making her valuable for squad matches where every bit of health matters. With her ability to boost confidence in attacks and aid in recovery, Ran earns the top spot on our list alongside Nova in the S tier. She deserves nothing less. Let's discuss Kraken. He has a sinister move, summoning a murder of crows that blinds his enemies' field of vision. But here's the thing, Kraken's passive ability is tailored to complement his active skill. With every kill, the cooldown on his ability reduces by 5%, allowing him to unleash those crows more frequently. However, Kraken's usefulness is limited. He's really only effective in certain situations and struggles in most game modes. That said, he can be a solid choice for solo players who enjoy a bit of chaos. Due to his limited utility and niche application, Kraken finds himself in the C tier on our list. Let's talk about Hank. His passive ability is solid, especially for close quarter combat enthusiasts. It gives him extra damage when he's wielding an SMG or shotgun. But Hank's active ability takes things to another level. He can deploy a tactical turret that only shoots at enemies but also distracts them. When used strategically, Hank's turrets can take out or divert multiple players, giving him a serious advantage on the battlefield. With his ability to dominate in close quarter combat and disrupt enemy strategies, Hank earns a well-deserved spot in the highly coveted A tier on our list. Let's wrap things up with Walt, our final striker but certainly not the least. His active skill, Electromagnetic Pulse, is a game changer. After charging up energy, Walt releases a pulse that damages armor and utility devices. But here's the kicker, enemies affected by this pulse can't see their teammates' name tags and are unable to use their skills. It's a total game changer and makes Walt unique among strikers. And that's not all, Walt's passive skill, Causing Currents, is equally impressive. Attacking enemies or knocking them down charges up energy which can then be used to instantly recharge shield. Plus it grants movement speed and action speed for a period of time. With his ability to disrupt other strikers' skills and provide instant shield recovery, Walt deserves to be at the top tier of our list. And there you have it, fellow strikers. After a careful analysis, we have reached the end of my Bloodstrike striker rankings. Feel free to share this list and drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm keen to hear what you agree or disagree with. Don't forget to check out the playlist linked below. It's filled with detailed guides and things you should know about Bloodstrike. Until next time, see you in the battlefield.